So I thought that the last video I posted would be, that's my rooster. Hello again. Thanks for coming back. My name is Esty, if this is your first video. I thought that the last video I put up would be the most terrifying thing I A, ever filmed, and B, ever shared with the internet. But it turns out that once you have shared your soul with the internet, that the following video to film is far more terrifying. First of all, I want to say a huge thank you to everyone that reached out. I felt very loved. I also felt very overwhelmed with all the nice comments. Every time someone commented or sent me a message, I felt exposed because they knew this very intimate part of who I am. But I felt the love, so thank you. It was very therapeutic for me to put out. After the video went up, I felt this huge weight off my shoulders, like I had given myself this permission to keep going without the fear of judgment. I feel like this is a part of me that I hid for so long, and I feel a little apprehensive talking about it all to the internet, to people I don't even know. But I really hope that I can inspire at least one person to say, you know what, I deserve more. I actually woke up today feeling quite anxious and like my body dysmorphia is very loud. Yesterday I was having such a positive day and positive self-image day, and today it's like the polar opposite, which just proves how messy our brains can get and not to always trust them. On days where my body dysmorphia is strong, my view of myself is way down here, I need to not use food as a coping mechanism. Food used to be a coping mechanism in the sense that I could control it and I could control how much I ate and how I could manipulate my body, and I need to make sure I'm not doing that. I'm going to share with you the things that have helped me to kind of get myself out of that funk and not turn the whole day into this negative experience. Journaling never has come easy to me. I'm one of those people that has a journal and I'll write in it once a year or once or twice a year and then I forget about it. I also hoard journals because I'm a stationery addict. However, writing my words into poetry has been hugely helpful to me. And I actually started an Instagram account for my poetry. It felt good to have a creative outlet in which I could express myself, but it wasn't necessarily Esty talking or me talking. It was this Instagram account that was holding onto my thoughts, but it was separate to me, if that makes sense. So writing down exactly what I was feeling and formulating it into a little snippet was helpful. Another thing that's really helpful to me when I am in a negative headspace is to put a podcast on and go for a walk. And right now I have the huge privilege of living moments away from a beach. It's my daily routine. I put on a podcast or I put on a really good soundtrack and I just walk. I've always been a person that needs movement in my life, and since going all in, I actually cut out all HIIT movement from my schedule. I think I was doing it for the wrong reasons, that intense exercise, and I was dreading doing it, dreading it while I was doing it, and afterwards I was just this puddle of exhaustion, and it wasn't doing anything for me mentally, and I was only doing it in the hopes of changing myself physically. So I cut out HIIT, but for me, I've always been a person that likes to move, and I will do daily yoga or daily Pilates just to move my body in a way that I crave and that feels good to me, and not doing it because I'm trying to change how I look, but doing it because mentally after I do that, I am a happier person to be around. So yeah, do movement if it feels good for your mind, not just because aesthetically you want to change. Another thing that's really helpful is putting on a good soundtrack. Music helps everything. And literally dancing it out. I just move and it shifts something, and I'm just being silly and having fun, and yeah, it's a release. So dancing it out helps. Grey's Anatomy style. Another thing that's been helpful is reading. I love to read, but I find I go through phases of, okay, I'm reading every day and I can devour a book in days, or my book is sitting on my bedside table untouched for weeks. So I actually downloaded something called the Habit app, which people use for, of course, tracking their diets or tracking their exercise, blah, blah, blah. I'm using it to track my reading and making sure I'm drinking enough water. And what's my third one? Oh, writing. So it says keep a diary, but that's kind of for me to devote some time to my poetry. I just recently finished Where the Crawdads Sing. Highly recommend. It's very good. And now I'm reading Michelle Obama's book. So just allowing yourself to be immersed in a story other than your own in your head is a great escape. So highly recommend just picking up a book. And in saying that, I know what it's like to be in such an anxious state where you feel like nothing's gonna help, and I literally have to force myself to do these things. I call it like filling myself up, because I know if I do these things I am inevitably gonna feel better, or at least a little bit better, but it's not like it comes naturally to me. I have a freaking app for it now to be like, no, you know what, I'm gonna spend 30 minutes on the couch reading, because ultimately it's gonna better my state for the day. Another rather simple thing but hugely effective is just calling a friend or calling a family member and just talking it out, especially during quarantine where socializing is way down. I need my daily FaceTimes. I know, again, what it's like to be so down in the dumps and not wanting to reach out and wanting to just cocoon yourself in your bedroom and, wish the day away and wake up tomorrow and start fresh. But sometimes picking up the phone and calling someone is the best thing you can do for yourself, even if it takes all of your energy to do so. I know that with the holidays coming up, a lot of people have fears around food and food rules, and diet culture is going to start spewing way to avoid weight gain in the holidays. I urge you to ignore all of that, because coming from years of experience, it's just not worth it. So I know for me, this is probably going to be the first holiday season where I join in fully, and hopefully I remember the experiences and not how I felt about my body that day and the food I avoided eating. So I really wish that for you too, if you need that support. Thank you for listening again, and I hope some of this was helpful for you. I will see you in the next one. Bye for now.